What is going on, Game House? I am Germ here. We are back once again breaking down another off-meta pick. I'm going to be doing my best to help you guys understand what's going on, what this pick is, why it's good, and hopefully how you can be successful with it as well to go out there into your own games and win some LP and have some fun as well. You know, we're trying to get out of the regular grind of just playing the same champions over and over again. If you're looking to spice things up, keep the game fun, keep the game interesting, but also still be picking hopefully pretty strong, pretty successful strategies, that's what these videos are for. Today we're talking about Fiddlesticks in the top lane. The player and gameplay and everything that we're looking at and breaking down comes from this guy. This is Bianc yeah, I don't really know how to pronounce that. Hopefully I said it at least somewhat right. This guy is a master tier player, a Fiddlesticks one trick, but not only that, a Fiddlesticks top lane one trick. At least all of his recent games are Fiddlesticks top lane. And yeah, you can see here he has a 52% win rate on Fiddlesticks. He has a 52% win rate in ranked. He is in the top 0.2% of players in North America. He's currently ranked 3,477. And whether you think Fiddlesticks top lane is good, bad, sounds ridiculous, sounds horrible, whatever, this guy has made it up to master and is making it work in master. So you guys can probably make it work in your games as well. Now, I know I said this in the Fiddlesticks support video as well, but still, we're in patch 12.13 at the time that I'm recording this, and in patch 12.13, I'm pretty sure Fiddlesticks is going to get nerfed soon, but in patch 12.13, Fiddlesticks is broken. He has like a nasty, nasty win rate everywhere. If you can get Fiddlesticks on your team in solo queue right now, you pretty much want him, whether that's top, mid, jungle, support, whatever. If you can get a Fiddlesticks, he's getting banned a lot, he's getting picked a lot, but if you can get your hands on him, he's good, and you can make him work in any lane. His ult is just doing so much damage. He has click on CC. He's obviously just very, very strong, and in lane, he has infinite sustain as well, especially if you pick up like a lost chapter or something like that. So yeah. Obviously, making sure you go into any game with the right rune setup, that's going to be very, very key. You know, you don't want to start off behind the 8-ball or start off fighting an uphill battle or anything like that. So, the rune page that we're taking on Fiddlesticks in the top lane. This is Arcane Comet with Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, and Scorch. Precision secondary with Presence of Mind, and I believe that's Coup de Grace, I want to say. Yes, Coup de Grace. So, on Fiddlesticks, I talked about this in support as well, but jungle, mid, top, wherever you're going, Fiddlesticks, especially in his current form, is very, very versatile. He can make so many different rune pages work. I've seen Predator, I've seen Electrocute, I've seen Dark Harvest, I've seen First Strike, I've seen Aftershock, I've seen Comet. So it's trying to figure out, you know, what's the best for you. I've seen Unsealed Spellbook be very, very good as well. It's like, you know, figure out what's the best for you. What is your team need, what does your play style need, and you know, what are you really trying to get done in that game. I know for support, jungle, I generally think First Strike is the best, but in top lane, I don't mind Comet, especially into tanks, fighters, melee champions. I think Comet can be really, really good. Obviously, you are going to be poking them down a lot. You are going to be able to, you know, Q them, get the fear. Your W is going to get going. If you're ever, you know, farther away from them, you have your E, which is really, really long range. You're constantly poking people out. You're constantly harassing people. Like in this matchup, this Ornn, yeah, he accidentally tanks a tower shot there and has to flash away. But look at this. Anytime Ornn even thinks about farming, even thinks about walking up, Fiddlesticks is harassing him. Fiddlesticks is poking him down. You have a lot of range. You have that CC. You can take advantage of this. And look, Ornn decides to go in there, and he gets killed. He gets popped. That's an early 1v1 kill for Fiddlesticks. Now, you might say, hey, Ornn played that terribly, like whatever. He ran it down. He inted. This is a master tier game. People make mistakes at all elos. But if you're constantly harassing them, poking them down, you can be even better. And that's why I actually really like this setup in the top lane for Fiddlesticks of the Comet and of the Scorch. I think it is very, very good. Again, I generally don't think Comet is that good, and I would, not even that Comet is that good, I just think First Strike is very good on Fiddlesticks. But in the top lane, I think you got to go with Comet. That's pretty much what this guy builds every game. As far as his summoners, he is taking Flash and Ignite. Obviously, he used Ignite to pick up an early 1v1 kill here. I think Ignite is really good on Fiddlesticks if you're going to play aggressive. If you're going to get up in their face like this guy's doing, not everyone wants to do this. Again, look at how often he is playing forward in the lane. He could very easily get ganked. Jungler could come up, support could come up, mid could come up. He could get ganked and die. But he's willing to take that risk. He says, hey, I have Flash Ignite. I'm going to be poking this guy down. I'm going to be going for solo kills. I'm going to be putting the pressure on him. If they want to come up and gank me, I'm going to try to outplay it. Hopefully my team comes up, whatever. But if you are, going to be more sitting back, if you're going to try and freeze the wave, if you're going to try and set up some ganks of your own, you have the option of going like an exhaust, which is very, very good on Fiddlesticks. That's going to protect you from all ins. It's also going to, later on in the game, when you hit 6 and you're able to ult, you're going to be able to ult, exhaust people, keep them in your ult longer. And then obviously if you're a top laner, TP is always going to be a pretty good option. Fiddlesticks, TP flanks can actually be very, very good. You can TP into fights. I think that's fine. But this guy going Ignite, he pretty much goes Ignite every game. I don't really have a problem with that. But hey, you got to play the Chad playstyle if you're going to be going Ignite on Fiddlesticks in the top lane, because there's some other summoners that work very, very well as well. Next, the skill order. He starts out with a point in W, then goes for a point in Q, and then another point in W. He's getting 2 points in W before he goes a point in E at all early in the game. Like I said, he's just kind of draining all the minions. If Ornn wants to walk up, he's getting W'd. If he wants to walk up, he's getting Q'd and then W'd at level 2. Obviously, your W does a ton of damage. It's good for your farming. You can AoE clear the minions. It's going to heal you up. It's going to be really, really annoying. And obviously, once you get Q, if you fear the other person, then you get like a full drain off on them, especially if they're melee and had to walk all the way up. So it can be super, super good. At level 4, you're taking E. That's going to be really annoying to poke with. Anytime your E's up, you can just, poke, throw it out, get an Arcane Comet proc on him. That's going to be really, really strong. But then overall, he's maxing W first, maxing Q second, maxing E last. Obviously, putting a point in ultimate when you can do that. Next up, getting into the build, because the build is also a little bit different for Fiddlesticks in the top lane. He's starting out with a Doran's Ring, going a couple health pots, and then getting the Lost Chapter. Again, when I'm support Fiddlesticks, when I'm jungle Fiddlesticks, I think the Proto Belt is really, really good. Obviously, your support, you're not going to be as spell spammy and stuff like that. When you're jungle, you're going to be able to just steal blue buffs a lot. You have your jungle item. But in the top lane, especially if you're playing a poke, harass, heavy oriented style, you're going to run out of mana on Fiddlesticks. And I think grabbing a Lost Chapter, getting the mana flow band, all the stuff he has, I think it's actually really, really good. And then this obviously builds into a Liandry's. And Liandry's is very good on Fiddlesticks. Again, you're getting that AoE, then you're getting the damage over time as well. Liandry's very, very good. So it's not like you're going Lost Chapter and then getting a suboptimal item. You're still getting a strong item on Fiddlesticks. Now, yes, when you ult in, then you can't Proto Belt or anything like that, but hey, just make sure you're lining up good ults. If you need to, you can always flash ult as well, or you can always ult flash as well to kind of reposition your ult. Proto Belt's very good, but I do think Liandry's is good just because the Lost Chapter is so good, and it's going to allow you to dominate your lanes even harder in the top lane. And when you're top lane, you're not going to be getting blue buffs. You're going to be running out of mana more often, so it's going to be good. You're mid, you're jungle, you're going to be able to take those blue buffs. Your support, I don't think it matters as much. But for top lane, I do like the Liandry's build. And Liandry's build's just good in general. If you're support, if you're jungle, if you're mid and you build Liandry's, it's not the end of the world either. But usually I just lean more towards the Proto Belt. He goes for the Sorks. Just generally good on Fiddlesticks. He's going for a Zanya's after that. Then he picks up an Oblivion Orb and goes into Demonic Embrace. So Liandry's, Sorks, Zanya's, Demonic Embrace, these are all pretty standard, pretty good items on Fiddlesticks. Obviously, you have other options as well. You can go things like a Rabadon's, I'm sure is a very, very good on him. But yeah, he kind of builds the same things every game. When you're looking, this is really what he likes to go. He likes to go for that Oblivion Orb, and he likes to go for that Demonic Embrace. Maybe you think that's good, maybe not. You'll have to dive into it yourself, try some different things out. But I think that build's fine. I don't see anything wrong with it. You're going to do a ton of damage. Obviously, the Zanya's is always going to be really, really good on Fiddlesticks for your alt Zanya's plays, but also if people dive on you, you can survive a little bit. Demonic Embrace is going to give you some health, extra damage, and the Oblivion Orb, it just seems generally good most of the time as well. Obviously not finishing the Morellos or anything like that, but yes, this is a very, very strong pick. Fiddlesticks in 12-13 is strong anywhere you can get him. It's hard to get him. Like I said, he gets banned, he gets picked a lot. And yes, Fiddlesticks in the top lane is like all range top laners with no mobility. He is very, very susceptible to ganks. He's very susceptible to getting run down. Like if Ornn just decides, hey, I'm going in, I'm going to ult, I'm going to go all in, that's hard for a champion like Fiddlesticks to handle. But if you get ahead, by the time 6 comes around, if you're way ahead and Ornn's way behind, he's not going to be able to kill you. You got to be mindful of the enemy jungler. You got to be mindful of where your jungler is. If you're pushing up, making sure, hey, if I get ganked, my jungler's going to be able to be here. We're going to be in a 2v2. Or, hey, if I get ganked, I have the tools to maybe 2v1 this. Maybe I'm strong enough. Maybe I can run into the bush, ult onto both of them, go for a double kill. You just got to be very, very mindful. You got to definitely have situations where you're going to let the wave come to you and freeze it as well. But, yeah, be constantly harassing the enemy. Autos. QW, you have the E, you have the Comet. Very, very strong pick. And then in later game team fights, mid to late game, you're just a Fiddlesticks. You know, you're doing the same things. You're pink ward, or not, yeah, you're pink warding. You're putting effigies down. You're looking for flanks. You're looking for huge ults. You're showing up to team fights, the dragons, the barons, all that stuff. And then you're just, yeah, plain old Fiddlesticks. That is very, very good right now. We're talking like 52, 53, 54% win rate champion. Fiddlesticks top lane, maybe a little bit off meta, a little bit crazy, but I still think it is very, very good. And I think you guys can definitely go out and get some LP with it. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Let me drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about Fiddlesticks in the top lane. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to the Game House to stay up to date on all of our latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.